What is up everyone? My name is Floris van Vleuten and in today's video I'm gonna answer all the questions that you sent to me on LinkedIn. The reason for this Q&A is because I almost reached 11,000 followers and it's been about a year since I started putting out daily posts on LinkedIn. And for those who don't know me, I am running a Google Ads agency where we help e-commerce brands scale using Google Ads, obviously. And we've been doing so for, I think in total, more than 50 accounts, 50 brands across the globe. And it's been a very cool journey and LinkedIn has played a big role in that. So last week, to celebrate the 11,000 followers that I almost reached, or maybe by the time of publishing this Q&A, I did reach them already. But to celebrate the 11,000 followers, I threw out a post on LinkedIn saying, hey, experts, e-com brand owners, everyone, if you have something to ask me about my life, agency, the agency journey, or Google Ads specifically, throw them below this post because I will answer them in a video. And here we are. So I got all the questions. I threw it in ChatGPT to make like a good chronological order of the questions. So what we will cover today is life and background, agency foundation and growth, game-changing strategies and lessons learned, then a couple of Google Ads specified questions. We're gonna talk about some case studies, and then I'm gonna predict the future when it comes to online marketing. So without any further ado, already thank you for watching this video. If you like this channel, like this kind of content, drop your questions below for the next Q&A. And yeah, let's just dive into it, okay? So Chris asks, I am curious about your journey in building that agency. And it's actually quite funny because I didn't start out wanting to be an agency owner. For the record, I'm just 25 years old, so I haven't really even started yet, right? But I've been involved in online marketing, also for e-commerce companies, for about 5 years now. But before that, I actually wanted to set up my own e-commerce store. And that was in 2019, right? So my study communication wasn't going so well, and I decided to find another way to make a career or make a living. And that's why when an advertisement came on my Instagram of a guy from the Netherlands saying, hey, you can just sell products from China to bol.com, which is the Dutch equivalent of Amazon FBA. And I wanted to get into that. I asked my parents if I could try that for a year because they also knew that my study wasn't really working out that well. And they gave me the free pass for the year. And very soon after that decision, I talked to someone who was already in marketing, in online marketing. He was a data analyst pretty much. And I told him my idea that I was going to sell some products, right, from China and then get some margin off of that. And he told me that it would probably be smarter to learn the skills that come with selling the products instead of actually selling the products, because that would, one, take way more time to understand the entire funnel, and two, the margin on products isn't that big, and then you would have to have a good understanding of what the market is looking like, what people want, what the pricing is, then website development, and then all the marketing skills that come with it, right? So that was a very good, insightful conversation, and that's pretty much when I decided, under his wings actually, to learn digital marketing as a whole. So I got into some courses, Google Skills Shop, Facebook Blueprint, like the free stuff, and then set up my business, and I wanted to become a freelance marketer. I started sending some cold emails, and oh, by the way, this was the same time as when COVID hit, like the real pandemic hit the world. But anyway, it was 2019 when I decided to do this, 2020 when I landed my first couple projects as a freelancer, because I started sending some cold emails to both businesses and agencies saying, hey, I got time, I do have some knowledge, but I'm willing to learn more and I don't want any money, I just want experience, right? And that's when I got 2 projects at the same time, one at an agency in-house and one very small restaurant as a client for myself. So that way I could learn Google Ads and Facebook ads whilst getting paid. And I was also working a side job at the time at like a parking garage as a parking attendant. And some time passed. I kept on learning and learning. The good thing about working at the parking garage was that it wasn't very intensive. So I could learn the digital marketing stuff while I was on that job. So I could like earn double income, which was very cool. And then I wouldn't say it took off because it took quite a while before I could quit that parking job and go full-time into freelancing. But within like a year, I had maybe 20 hours a week at the agency that I was talking about. And then the other 20 would be spent towards, I think, 3 or 4 of my own clients, which was pretty cool. So without a degree, without any experience whatsoever, and just with persistent knowledge and some cold outreach, I landed my first couple clients, and it got me like a base salary to live off. So that was pretty cool. And then I went from freelancer to agency because there was this time in between where I did everything for everyone. So I did Facebook ads, Google ads, website development, email marketing, everything for local businesses, and also for e-commerce, by the way. And then I got an agency coach because I wanted to build an agency, but I was still a freelancer. And that agency coach told me, look at all the clients that you have and see what clients you have the most fun to work with, that are giving you the most revenue, and that you are getting the best results for. And that was Google Ads for e-commerce. So then I decided to double down on that. And that's basically when things did take off, actually, because I got some clients, I got some good results, then I got some referrals, and then my week was pretty much full. And I stopped working at that agency that I was talking to you about. So I only had my own clients and my week was full. So that was when I started getting in touch with some other freelancers to build the team. And that's when Amplifize, the name of my agency, that's when Amplifize pretty much started. And that's like, I think almost 2 years ago now. Alex asks, do you enjoy traveling, and what's the best place you've visited so far? For people who are following me on Instagram, for example, and LinkedIn, by the way, they know that my favorite place to be is Bali, Indonesia. And the reason for that is last year, so 2023 November, I started traveling. I am from the Netherlands. I started traveling to Spain. Then I decided to go to Southeast Asia. So I went to Thailand, Bangkok, Phuket. Then I traveled to Bali. I traveled to like Malaysia, Singapore. So I traveled some countries in the past year. But by far, I liked Bali the most. And the reason for that is because the people are very nice, the weather is good, and not only the local people are nice, but also the travelers are mostly digital nomads with a very supportive mindset. So everyone wants everyone else to win. And that's just a very good place to be in. And it doesn't really matter if you're an individual or not, but you probably feel at home when you are traveling and you are working from your laptop, for that matter. So do I enjoy traveling? I do. And my favorite place that I've visited so far is Bali. But I am interested in traveling a bit more, maybe next year in a couple months. We are in Q4 right now, so I have to focus. But after that, I will probably start traveling again. The second topic is agency foundation and growth. But first, let me take a sip of my coffee and tea because I accidentally had both and then I mixed it up. Right? Agency foundation and growth. How you found the first 10 clients in the agency. I shortly touched upon this with the first question, but I tried cold emailing, but this was in 2020, so I guess the cold approach was less saturated and you didn't have to make those really big numbers in order to land the client. So I did everything manually in terms of cold emailing. I think I got like 4 clients that year through cold emailing, and I did everything manual. So I think that also showcases the power of really personalized emails. And and just giving free value, because I would send out messages saying, hey, I see this or that on the website or this or that in your marketing strategy and I think you can improve. Can we set up a call? I'll show it to you. Then I would like prepare this big presentation of 10, 15 slides where I pinpoint all the problems that they were facing that maybe they didn't know about, and then also with the solution. And then I sometimes booked in a second call where I would pitch them my services, right? So how I found my first 10 clients for the agency was cold emailing and then also LinkedIn, actually. Because as I said, I was first a freelancer, then I transitioned into an agency, and my first couple agency clients, like real agency clients, came from LinkedIn actually. And my LinkedIn strategy is just to post daily, post content about Google Ads specifically for e-commerce and about the agency journey, because that's what people are interested in, right? So that's what I post about. Ridoy asked biggest challenge in growing the agency. And that's an interesting one. I think the biggest challenge at first is to get clients, to get the ball rolling and to lose this like imposter syndrome that you get because you are not an expert. You haven't been in the game for years and years like some others, but you are landing your clients. So you have to be very, I would say, transparent upfront, saying, hey, I don't have experience with this, but I can try it and I do have the knowledge. So let's just try to get this rolling. At the beginning, that was probably the hardest. So getting your first couple clients, building your first couple case studies, and getting your first couple referrals. That's what it was at the beginning. After you got some case studies and results, it's a bit easier to land new clients. So you can do, as I said, I did LinkedIn organic posting, cold emailing worked really well for me. Also running some ads worked really well. And then building partnerships. So we do, for example, Google Ads for e-commerce businesses. If there's a Klaviyo email marketing expert serving e-commerce businesses as well, we might partner up with them, offer them a referral fee or like a kickback fee, and they would refer clients to us if they know that we are good at what we say that we are doing. After the client acquisition part, I think building the team and keeping your operations at the level as you were used to when you were a freelancer, that's probably one of the hardest challenges as well. Because you're building out a team, you're not doing the entire operations yourself anymore, so you're getting a team and everyone works a bit differently, especially within Google Ads, because there are not 2 or 3 ways that can lead to results. There are like 25 or 30 ways that you can get the exact same result or even better results, right? So it's about, I think, getting the right people to apply, getting to know their case studies, and then trusting them with the clients. And of course, communication plays a key role there, because you want to have good communication internally and then to your clients as well to make sure that everything is going like you want it to go, right? Asim asked, challenges faced while building your agency and how you overcame them. This is pretty much the same question as I already answered, but what comes to mind right now is hiring the wrong people, actually. Because at the beginning, so January 2023, I started building my team, and I started doing that with freelancers who had their own clients or even their own marketing agency. And I got those in-house. And we were a team under the name of Amplifize, so that part was good and the branding part was good. However, I noticed that the prioritization of those freelancers wasn't aligned with my prioritization, because my prioritization is Amplifize's client, right? And then new client acquisition. And I noticed along the way that their incentive was more to have all their clients and then help their own clients first directly, and then the Amplifize client. So that was a wrong way to build the team. So we had to stop the collaboration after half a year or something like that. And then almost a year later, I got in touch with our operations manager at that time, Dennis. And Dennis wanted to have something for full time. So he wanted to dedicate his entire week towards one bigger picture, which was Amplifize. And that was actually the best hire ever. Dennis and I have been working together for 10 months now, so almost a year. And it's been amazing. like without Dennis, we wouldn't have grown to like 20 plus active clients at the moment. So I'm very happy with that. And that's probably one of the biggest lessons that I could give other agency owners as well, to make your first hire the most important hire that you are doing. Because if you do it wrong, it could take you a year to realize that. And we all know that time is valuable. So put in some extra time up front to make sure that the one person that you are hiring, going from a one-man army to an agency or team or however you want to call it, put in the time to get to know that person, its goals, in terms of financial goals, but also how he wants to structure his week, etc., and then make your decision based on all the information that you have. So really take the time for that. Zishan asks, how do you hire and manage your team? And that's a good point. I hire mostly from LinkedIn, actually, because as I said at the beginning of this video, I got like 11K followers right now, and I believe that 90% of all my followers are actually Google Ads experts or even marketing experts themselves. So when I throw out a position opening post on LinkedIn, we get like 40 or 50 applicants right away, like instant, which is really cool. And that emphasizes the value of building an audience online, I guess. That's something that I realized just now. So big tip, if you aren't posting consistently on social media, start doing it right now. And LinkedIn is very easy. I guess X is also very easy because it's just text-based, right? Then Instagram, I find a little bit harder because I just don't really like time spending on Instagram. And also, I don't know, I just don't really like to create the content right there. So low barrier to entry is either X, so Twitter, or LinkedIn. That's my tip to you. Which brings us to the third topic, which is game-changing strategies and lessons learned. Mohammed asks, what is the most game-changing strategy for scaling Google Ads campaigns? I could probably fill a whole video talking about Google Ads strategies, right? I actually created a full Google Ads course for e-commerce, by the way, on my YouTube channel. So check that out. It's 1 hour and I'll tell you everything that you need to know to learn the basics of Google Ads for e-commerce companies. And it's free and there's no opt-in and there's no like addertje onder het gras, which means like there's nothing that we don't tell that you have to do, right? So go on go on my YouTube if you want to have the free e-commerce course for Google Ads, right? And then the most game-changing strategy, I would say, couple topics. Splitting branded and non-branded traffic, understanding that performance max campaigns will go for the easiest conversions even if you exclude your brand name from performance max. So it could be very useful to have a standard shopping campaign running alongside it to warm up the initial traffic, right? Because that standard shopping campaign will getting the colder traffic, and then the performance max campaign will remarket those and showcase on a later stage, later day maybe, showcase your shopping ads to those people who are already warm and want to buy from you, right? Then a very good one as well is if you are running Google Ads for e-commerce, don't stare yourself blind on just the shopping placement, because everyone is using performance max and shopping ads, right? It could be very useful to leverage dynamic search ads if you have a lot of products, right? Advertorial campaigns, non-branded search campaigns, additional display remarketing campaigns, maybe HTML5 banners or something like that, and then demand generation campaigns. And those are probably the most important ones for us at the agency. So most game-changing strategy, I don't think there's one, but splitting branded and non-branded traffic, utilizing all campaign types, understanding how Google Ads works with the bidding strategies and the targeting with Performance Max, but also with the other campaign types, and leveraging Mike Rhodes' Performance Max Insight script. Those are the best tips for now. Venkatesh asks, innovative strategies and key lessons from scaling your agency. And I guess that's an interesting one, because this is, I think, more about growing the agency and the lessons that we got from that. I think one of the most important lessons is to have like masterminds with the team talking about Google Ads and just brainstorming about certain strategies, certain KPIs or data points that you see, because if one person is managing one account and another person has like this fresh look on the same account, you could generate a lot more ideas than just that one person, right? So have daily masterminds within the agency, or that's at least what we do. And then once every 2 weeks or once every 4 weeks, hire an external Google Ads consultant and have a mastermind with that person, saying, okay, these are the strategies with this account. This is what we already tried and we want to get to XYZ. Do you have any tips? And somebody from outside will probably give you good advice that you can use. So that's probably one of the best strategies that worked with our agency internally. Then topic number 4, Google Ads specifics and client acquisition. So Alan asks, how do you hunt for new Google Ads clients? Thank you for sending in your question, Alan. Just as a little side note, Alan and I go way back. I think we were in this Google Ads masterclass about 2 years ago, and we would really support each other during the coaching calls. So Alan, good to see you again. And then the question, how do we hunt for Google Ads clients? And we are balancing between scaling current clients, like getting the best results, and then also growing the agency, because that's something that we like to do as well. Of course, one thing has priority, which is the current clients. And then fun thing to that as well is that the current clients, if they do really well, they will give more clients to you. Let me explain. Say you have a client that is spending 5K a month on Google Ads and they want to see a ROAS of at least 3x and then 90% non-branded. Let's put it that way. If you put in some extra hours, develop the best possible strategy that you can, optimize everything, and then keep track of all the performance and communicate a lot with the client. And within 1 or 2 months, you're not getting 5K spend and 3x ROAS, but for example, 8K spend and 5x ROAS. That's like very good to have, especially when the goal is 5K spend and 3x ROAS, right? So you crush the goals, and then maybe after 1 or 2 months, you say, hey, you've seen what we can do for an e-commerce brand like yourself. Do you maybe have people in your network who you would recommend to work with us? Because we want to scale more accounts. We want to help more e-commerce brands. And most likely than not, if you are delivering good results, they will refer clients to you. And you could even work with an extra incentive for them, saying, hey, you get 10% off your next invoice if you send some clients to us, right? So that's probably the most important thing. And then the second thing is client acquisition as like the strategy. And what we use for that is LinkedIn, Meta ads, quite funny actually, but for B2B services, I do recommend Meta ads and LinkedIn organically. And then referrals. I guess those are the 3 core ways that we get our new clients. And then we also have some partnerships with, as I said at the beginning of the video, we have some email marketeers, some Meta ads experts, and some other people who are willing to refer clients to us because they know what we are capable of, right? Ahmed asks, helping clients stand out in a competitive niche using Google Shopping ads. And we can keep it pretty short, but the Google Shopping ads will or will not show up on the search engine result page based upon the product feed. So the product feed is one of the 2 key components that come with growing e-commerce brands with Google Shopping. So product feed is the first thing. And then second thing is your campaign strategy, campaign structure. So are you using standard shopping, performance max? What bidding strategy are you using? And what's the structure looking like in terms of asset groups or ad groups? And then how are you leveraging your negative keywords, for example, or your negative placements or placement exclusions for that matter? But the first thing is probably the way to stand out, because the targeting is one thing, of course, and you want to show up as often as possible, and you want people to click, and you want the price to be competitive so that people are clicking. But how you really stand out is with utilizing the product feed the right way. And what we always do is choose the best possible image, and we A/B test with this as well. So 9 times out of 10, we see that lifestyle images work better than just white background product picture, right? That's one thing. We optimize the product titles. We put the right high intent keywords in the product title, and then make sure that all attributes are connected. So let's say, for example, we have a fashion client. We do the material, color, size, everything, because then Google can determine when to show up and when not to show up. So it can be more relevant, if that makes sense. And then there's this one other strategy which I can't get too deep into, but you can duplicate your products. So let's say you just have one product or you have like 5 SKUs. There's a way that you can duplicate your product, use different USPs in your product title and in your image, and then connect a different landing page to that product, right? And that way you can basically cover more of the search engine real estate, if I can name it that way, and then get in more traffic, more clicks, a higher CTR overall. And that's a very good strategy to use as well. Number 5, case studies and brand strategy. Vinay asks, real life case studies on branding using Google Ads for differentiation. I'm not 100% sure what Vinay means with real life case studies on branding and using Google Ads for differentiation, but I guess you have this one component which is outside of Google Ads, which is how the brand positions itself, right? So it could be luxurious, it could be simple, it could be very direct. It could be very towards the masculine men or feminine women or whatever. And I guess with Google Ads, you have to try to be consistent. So if you have a landing page and a website that's branded in a very specific way, what you have to do is to make sure that that aligns with your Google Ads strategy. So use the same type of copy in your search ads. Use the same images in your image extensions and in your product feed. Use the same callouts that you're using on your website and just try to be consistent, because if somebody clicks and the landing page resonates 100% with the ad, the person that will visit your website will probably be happy about what they see because they already expected that, right? And then besides that, using consistent content throughout your ads and then your landing pages and then also your keyword targeting improves your ad quality score or your ad rank, I should say. And that could decrease your cost per click initially. So that's a good thing to have as well. Oh, by the way, if you want to see some case studies about what we did for e-commerce brands, you can check our website, which is amplifize-marketing.com. So amplifizemarketing.com. We just threw on a couple case studies on there. It's a pretty new website, so I would highly suggest you check it out. And then we will work on some new cool case studies to share on there. It can give you some ideas, some insights, and see what we are doing for other brands as well. And that brings us to the final question, which is from Zara. And Zara asks, what are your predictions for marketing in 2025? I think marketing will level up because you don't need that much of a high production value to create amazing creatives nowadays with AI, and AI is evolving week over week. So you go from perfect images to perfect videos, and from videos you could make shorts, and you can use those shorts within your marketing campaigns or your Google Ads demand generation campaigns. And I think AI will play a key role in optimizing campaigns and a marketing strategy after you decided what you want your brand positioning to look like. So I would say start with brand positioning, which you can brainstorm with ChatGPT, which is an AI as well. So decide your brand positioning and then leverage all the other tools out there to market your brand, pretty much. My predictions for marketing 2025 are that everyone will use more AI, and for the Google specific scenario, I think Google will roll out more updates about Performance Max, and they will roll out more updates regarding demand generation campaigns. I think demand generation campaigns will be working way better. They are already working pretty fine, especially as remarketing and especially as specifically targeting the shorts placement on YouTube. But I think that it will work even better, that Performance Max will work even better, and that the Google Ads experts get back a little bit of the management, which they are already running out. Side note, Google rolled out a new update like 2 weeks ago, where shopping ads now can win from Performance Max ads. And Performance Max would generally get the prioritization, so Performance Max would show up. And nowadays, standard shopping can show up as a priority again when targeting the same product in the one ad account. So you have to probably restructure your ad account a bit with this new piece of information. Do that, or get an agency to help you do that. Yeah, I guess those are pretty much my predictions for marketing in 2025. And that marks the end of this Q&A. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I didn't know it was going to take this long, actually. So I hope you find everything valuable. If you have any questions yourself, drop them in the comments below. If you want to know or let me know anything else, feel free to send me a DM, send me a question in the comments. Like the video, by the way, and subscribe for more. And if you want to see more Google Ads specific content, you can just check out my channel, check out my LinkedIn channel as well. And for now, I want to wish you a very good day. Again, thank you so much for watching. Let's crush it in this Q4. Have a good day. Bye-bye.